Okay, this is going to be a real quick video how to put a seal beam in a Model A headlight shell. What I did was took out the lens, the Model A lens, and I traced the outside edge on a piece of stainless steel. I use stainless steel because it won't rust and it has a high tensile strength and it won't bend when the pressure is on to hold it into place. Regular tin or steel might bend, and after a while the headlight will get loose. But the stainless won't rust, and it tends to hold its shape better. So anyway, I traced it with a magic marker, a little Sharpie. Traced it on a piece of sheet metal, the outside edge. Then, that gave us this outside edge. Then using the same center, I traced the edge all along the little ledge here, this diameter, that's on the seal beam. When I used the compass, to draw it out. Where the center of the compass was, I center punched it and put a nail through it to hold it in place. That way there I could rotate it, and what I did was I held a little disc grinder and I just kept rotating it on there until I cut through the outside diameter. And then I went in and I kept turning it and turning it. Make sure you use gloves because this gets sharp and it might spin and cut your fingers. So, and you hold it on an angle and I just kept going like that until I cut the ring. Now, the ring, the inside diameter, fits the lens there perfect. And the outside diameter is the same as the glass, so it'll fit on here. Okay? Now, the bucket that the seal beam fits into came out of a Chevy pickup truck. You can use any bucket out of any car. This is a 7-inch beam. And because this was 8 inches around, that's why I have to use the adapter ring to make up the difference in diameter. But you take the bucket and you cut off the little ears on it that have the adjusting screws. So on the adjuster screws to adjust your headlight in your car, you bend it left or right, up or down. You cut those off, and then you just keep grinding the bottom half of the bucket so it sits down inside the original reflector. And you got to get it low enough, because if it sits too high, then the seal beam will sit too high, and you won't be able to get the ring will be too high, and then you can't get the clamp on because everything's too high. So it was kind of a trial and error. I just kept grinding a little bit off, and then I'd see if it would go on, and a little bit more, and then finally I got it to go on, and it was snug. It's tough, but it's snug. But that's what I wanted. I wanted it to stay on there. I didn't want it to vibrate loose. Then, wherever it touched, I cleaned up with some sandpaper and steel wool, and soldered it to hold the bucket to the original reflector. So now, and make sure that when you put this the bucket in there, that it's going to hold the bottom of the headlight at the bottom, this being the bottom of your Model A shell. You got to have the bottom of the headlight here, otherwise the beam's going to be over here and your beam's going to go off crooked. So there's little indentations in the bucket. There's 3 of them here, and it's molded on the glass, 3 of them here. So it all fits together. So it won't rotate on you. Alright? You put that like that. You take the ring, you put that on. You take the outside ring, it's got a lip on here, there's a clip on the back of the Model A shell. Goes there. You grab the pin back here, and flip it over, and the spring tensioner holds it on, and there you go. The hole, you run your wires in the back through the back, and then you just plug it into the socket, just like that. Now, one thing I forgot to show you, and I want to show it to you here. the reflector, the original reflector, I had to cut the back out to make room for the connections on the bulb. So I just traced a circle on there and then I just cut it out. So it would fit. And that's all there is to it. Here's the other one I made. This was already assembled. And it's done. And it cost me less than $20.